about. He is a crusader for the truth about 911, which is why he's here tonight. And he is familiar with this film and Richard Gage. And it's my pleasure to introduce John Meserlian. Thank you very much. And after John's done, we'll start the movie.
The first thing I'm going to ask is everyone that's in the other room, keep the food there and bring yourselves here so I can see who you are. Because I hope my friends and also my enemies will be here tonight. I do have a few. Everybody come in, get a seat, please. Sit down. Hal has had, anyone that does not have this card, raise your hand and Hal will give you one. Okay? Anyone? I know a lot of you don't have it, right? They all have it?
Oh, by the way, all these on your seat are for the movie, so hang on to them.
All right. All right, my name is Donald Meserlian. I am a forensic engineer. To let you know what a forensic engineer is, I didn't know, so I went to Wikipedia. This is what a forensic engineer is. Forensic engineering is the investigation of materials, products, structures like the World Trade Center, or components that fail or do not operate or function as intended, causing personal injury or damage to property or the death of 3,000 people as in the World Trade Center. This is what I did, and what I'm going to tell you tonight is going to be shocking. You won't want to believe it, and what I'm going to state is, this is really, what I enjoy doing is appearing in court where there's a plaintiff and a defendant, and I'll be a witness for either one. This time, I'm saying that we have a criminal case. Criminal case is we the people versus the U.S. government. You that are here today are the jury. I'm the forensic engineer that's going to try to sway the jury that what I'm going to be telling you will convince you that this is the truth, and I want you to act on the truth. The action is the signing of POGO petitions. I'll get into that. I'm going to try to limit the time to the 20 minutes that I was told to speak. So in 20 minutes, I will make up for 8 years of lies. Okay. I'm going to give you the 3 stages of truth. This is by a 19th century philosopher named Arthur Schopenhauer. Stage 1, it's ridiculed. That's where we are now on 9/11. Stage 2, it is violently opposed. Violently opposed. Keep that in mind. Stage 3, it is accepted as self-evident. Okay? We are at stage 1 on the 9/11 truth. At the end of this meeting, I hope to take you to stage 3 and skip the hell with stage 2. Are we all with me? Now, being an engineer, I always like to run experiments. And I'd like to get a show of hands before I start speaking. How many people here today believe the jet fuel from those planes brought down the towers? Would you raise your hands, please? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. All right, Hal, mark that down, will you please? We got 6 people, and also give me the total. In the United States today, only 16% of the citizens believe that the government is telling the truth. When I finish, if you still believe it, you wasted my time and I wasted your time. Is that clear? Okay, now I'll get started.
Excuse me,
Sure.
you just finished your statement after asking a question.
No, excuse me, there's no questions until I complete. That's it, I'm on limited time. No questions are allowed. All questions are gonna happen after you see the film. Absolutely none. Okay, so don't ask questions. POGO petitions. What is a POGO petition? Well, a POGO petition makes use of the First Amendment to the Constitution, wherein anyone in the United States, you don't even have to be a citizen, has the right to petition the government for grievances. Now, I'll get to how I was able to get the FBI attorney and twist his arm and get him to admit that the right to petition implies the obligation to respond. Otherwise, the right to petition is a meaningless right, and you might as well take the Constitution and shred it and throw it out the window. Okay? Strong words, They have to be said at this time. So Pogo Petition 2007-01 will end the Iraq War. This is something I wrote last month. To all peace activists, we the people have been replaced by we the multinational corporations. By proving powerful special interest groups are using war and the fear of terrorists as a means of economic control of the world's natural resources, we can restore our constitutional rights. Proving that the collapse of the Twin Towers was caused by explosives that were detonated before the plane struck the towers rather than burning jet fuel will expose our government's cover-up of the truth and destroy the excuse for the illegal wars against Afghanistan and Iraq. Google search 9/11 Pogo News for proof that underground is, well, I won't skip that part. The New York City FBI has refused to obey the constitutional right to petition. An attorney in the New York City FBI legal department has agreed that the right to petition implies the obligation to respond. Otherwise, the right to petition is a meaningless right and the Constitution is no longer the supreme law of the land. Both the peace activists and 9/11 truth activists now have the opportunity to achieve both of their goals by forcing the FBI to determine who placed and detonated the explosives in the Twin Towers. I have formed Pogo's Activist Army to police our government officials and police our government organizations. Pogo/Pogo, figures. This army of citizens will have the power to overthrow tyranny, end the military-industrial complex Eisenhower warned us about, and restore our constitutional rights. As the co-editor of 9/11 Pogo News with Don Harkins, editor of the Idaho Observer, I have initiated the use of Pogo petitions and formed Pogo's Activist Army to challenge questionable government activities. I am asking fellow nonviolent patriots to join this army for truth, peace, and justice. Send your name, phone number optional, and email address, and I give that. You have my card. Everyone can look at it. Anyone who wants to join my army, say, I want to join, and you'll get appraised of all our Pogo petitions. We have quite a few in the wings. See www.voicesofsafety.com. That's on a little card. I'm chairman of Voices of Safety International. This is a private sector standards writing organization that's recognized by the National Institute of Standards and Technology. And we write standards based on the needs of people. To hell with corporate standards that affect people's rights. To hell with that. I ask all peace activist groups to take action to end the illegal Iraq war by signing Pogo Petition 2007-01 and joining Pogo's Activist Army to support future Pogo petitions that will effectively police our government officials and police our government organizations. This is the first petition, 2007-01, first petition in 2007. We have over 200 signatures. Steve's my webmaster, and he keeps track of these statistics. But I know we have more than 200. But guess what? They're not listening to us. So we're going to have to force them to listen. We have to mean business. When we stand to talk to the government, we can't march with placards or go down to Washington. You're pissing in the wind. You want to do something? Get behind the Pogo petitions and let's get moving. Let's form a real army that's nonviolent, that's going to do something in this country to turn it around. Okay, now the proof. Pogo News.